Not a cloud in the sky here in Los Angeles as another big crowd filing into Dodger Stadium. The Braves and Los Angeles wrapping up our 3-game series. 2 exciting games the first 2 nights here. LA won 7-3 in game 1, hitting 5 homers in the process. The Braves came back last night, won 5-3, the first victory for Anibal Sanchez against the Dodgers. And Ozzie Albies didn't do much at the plate, but boy, he's done great work up the middle with Dansby Swanson. Those 2 atop the Toyota starting lineup for Brian Snitker today. Tyler Flowers gets a rare start, day game after the night game behind the plate. Charlie Culberson with 3 hits last night starts again in left field. And they'll face Ross Stripling, who, like Sean Newcomb, is on quite a roll in rotation for LA.
Boy, has he been good. 28 years old, 6'3", 225 out of South Lake, Texas. As I said earlier, a 5th-round draft pick in 2012 out of Texas A&M. His last 4 starts, an .073 ERA, a sub-200 average against him. And how about this? 2 walks against 35 strikeouts. And just outstanding stuff. Good fastball. Tremendous 12-6 curveball and a changeup. He's mighty good.
The Braves have seen him before. He pitched against Atlanta at SunTrust Park in relief. Back in August of last year, he gave up an earned run in 2 innings, so he's not altogether unfamiliar for Atlanta. But pitching great baseball for a Dodger rotation, Joe, that's been injury riddled. And again, they need innings from Stripling as they've had to use their bullpen an awful lot over the last 7 to 10 days.
Yeah, and more than anybody else except for the Tampa Bay Rays in all of baseball.
So Ozzie Albies leads off for Atlanta, hitless in the series, 0 for 9. And Stripling with that modified stretch windup delivers, and we are underway. Officially 81 degrees at first pitch here at Dodger Stadium. You see the LA shift. Taylor even with the bag, the Lone Ranger over on the left side of the infield. And that's off the plate. Ball 1, strike 1 to Ozzie Albies. No secret, it's been a rough stretch for the Braves second baseman. Just 3 hits in his last 36 at bats. And a pop fly foul, and Joe, it seems like in 30 of those 36 at bats, he's been quickly down 2 strikes.
He has, Chip, and that's because he's missing his pitch. I'm not sure exactly why, but he's been getting some good pitches to hit and fouling them off.
Again, 1-2 for Ozzie. The pitch, and that missed downstairs.
But no secret, they need him to get going at the top of the order. Swanson's been doing a real good job in the 2 spot. Scored 3 runs last night.
Ozzie's on base percentage below 30% for the first time, and he swings and misses. And with 2 strikes, Ozzie has the lowest on base percentage in baseball, and that number will dwindle after he strikes out swinging to start the game. 54 strikeouts for Albies, 1 away, and Dansby Swanson the hitter.
First strikeout for Stripling on that big hook.
Dansby's bat came to life last night. He scored a career high tying 3 runs. He reached on an error, singled and doubled. So he's settling in nicely in that number 2 spot, which has also been ice cold in front of Freddie Freeman, who waits next. Good road trip at the plate for Dansby, 7 for 21. One of those hits a home run.
Real good start to June for Dansby. Hitting .323 with 3 homers so far this month. As we pointed out in our opening comments, playing good defense.
That ball's lifted high in the air toward left, but Matt Kemp is there, and he makes the play. Had to squeeze it on the left hip to make sure he didn't drop it. That one almost got away from Kemp, and Dansby the second out. Freddie Freeman's going to come back to Atlanta red hot. He's 9 for 18 over his last 4 games. picked up his 7th 3-hit game last night. He has had a wonderful road trip. And he swings the first one and drives it right toward Kike Hernandez. And Stripling has an easy inning, a strikeout, and 2 flyouts. Sean Newcomb will try to answer with a perfect first himself. Major League debut, how far he has come in a very brief period of time.
Yeah, he's 7-1 at 2.49 ERA. In his last 7 starts, it's even better than that. A 1.32 ERA, a 1.59 batting average against him. He has not given up a home run in his last 42 innings of work. He has a 10-game shutout streak, 10-inning shutout streak working, and his 4 keys to success today. One-on-one. He's one-on-one with Stripling. Who's going to prevail today? They're both red hot. First pitch strikes. Getting ahead of these guys will be important for him today.
Chris Taylor leads off. He's the Dodgers shortstop. And that one is way high, ball 1. You're right about the home run thing. That's an interesting contrast, too. Only the Brewers have hit more homers than the Dodgers. They've been hitting them at a furious pace. 6 of them in this series. And for Los Angeles, 23 homers in their last 8 games.
Yeah, at least 1 in 8 straight.
Next month he's hit a homer in 2 straight. 2 balls, no strikes for Taylor. Newcomb wearing the navy blue uniform top has missed with his 3rd in a row. If there is a blemish for Sean during this incredibly impressive run, it is the bases on balls. He's piled up a few more than he'd like. Taylor at 249 on the year. Takes one right across the Dodgers script, a high strike, and it's 3-1. Dodgers have done a good job against left-handed pitching this year. They're 13-7 against southpaws this season. And Sean walks the leadoff man and will work out of the stretch. Even with that winning record against lefties, Joe, this Dodger lineup hitting for a very low average, just .232 against left-handed pitching all year. And a lot of that because Cody Bellinger is only a .203 hitter with 23 strikeouts against southpaws. That's their Toyota starting lineup for Game 3.
Yeah, and they took Jock Peterson out because he doesn't hit lefties very well, so it's a different looking lineup against a left-handed starter.
Muncy, one of 2 Dodgers hitting over 300 against lefties. He's a left-hand hitter. And Sean's very wild to start. 5 of 6 pitches out of the zone.
Sean only had 1 perfect inning in San Diego, and that was his last inning, the 6th. Everything else, he had some base runners aboard that he had to deal with, including a couple of walks in there, 3 of them, 1 of them a leadoff walk.
That one over the outside edge, and it's an even count. Braves start play tonight, or today I should say, tied for first in the division. Atlanta and the Nationals 4 games ahead of the Phillies, are in a rough patch. Strike 2, caught a corner again, 1-2 the count. Braves are home to face the Mets on Tuesday. Let's play the late night game tonight. The Subway Series continues at Citi Field. The 1-2 pitch. Looking with a good hook, and Muncy fought it off.
One of the first ones he's thrown. I think everything else to this point, I believe, was fastballs. Good spot, too.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Strike 3, froze him on the outside corner at 95. A perfect pitch.
Left fielder, number 27, Matt Kemp.
Sean doesn't have the eye-popping strikeout to innings pitch ratio that Stripling has, but he's got 1 per inning on average, and he just made a great pitch there.
Matt Kemp, the former Brave, began this series as the league's leading hitter. He has tumbled to 3rd. And now bats at .340 after his 7-game hitting streak was snapped yesterday. Kemp 1 for 8 in the set. Scooter Gennett number 1 in hitting. Freddie Freeman number 2. Matt Kemp number 3. He's a double play candidate, as you know. Kemp wrapped into one in the 4th inning last night. One ball, no strikes. And of the men in the Dodger lineup against Newcomb today, Kemp far and away has the best batting average, the best production against left-handed pitching. He's the guy you don't want to beat you if you can avoid it. 4 of his homers, 17 of his RBIs against lefties.
But 0 for his last 7 in this series with 4 strikeouts and a double play hit into. Braves have pitched him tough.
2-0 count. And fouled away. 2 balls and a strike. It's been a great comeback year for Kemp. Was hurt last season in Atlanta. The Braves dealt him essentially a salary dump to clear money off payroll for next season's big free agent class. Kemp had to come to spring training and earn a job, and he's turned into the Dodgers' best hitter this year. 2-1 pitch. Hammered foul. Look out, folks.
It's down past the extended screen. Everybody appears to be okay.
Sean ready now with his 2-2 pitch. Runner wanders off first, and they've got him picked off with a good throw, and there it is. And Taylor runs into out number 2. Where was he going?
I think he thought it was a 3-2 count. He had a real bad jump. He was just going, make sure he didn't get picked off, and I think he lost track of the count and took off, bouncing, and then it was like, uh-oh. Now it's a full count.
A 1-3-4 pickoff. That's the second Dodger to be picked off in this series. Yasiel Puig in the first, and then Kemp strikes out. And the base running blunder for the Dodgers bails out Newcomb in the first inning. The duel is on. No score. We go to the second.
It's now time for
Xfinity. Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Delta Airlines. And by the All-South Highway Safety Team. The All-South Highway Safety Team reminds you to play it safe by never mixing drinking and driving.
Popcorn is popping. Hopefully the Braves bats will be popping too in game 3. As they try to take 2 out of 3 here in Los Angeles. The bat popping has not been a problem for Nick Markakis this year. He's had a great road trip. 2 more hits, a run, and an RBI last night. And he shoots one toward Kemp in left, and Matt makes the sliding catch. And on the first pitch, Markakis is down in the second. Stripling's gotten 4 outs on 10 pitches.
catcher number 25, Tyler Flowers.
And here's Tyler Flowers, part of our Georgia Lottery hitting the jackpot feature.
We had a couple of hits last night and 3 RBIs to help the Braves win that one. Maybe you can do the same today for the Braves, who are 15-5 in day games, best in the National League, 7-2 in the rubber game of a 3-game series.
Ryan Snitker, I guess, going with a hot hand behind the plate. Tyler's hit safely in 9 of his last 11. To a 297 batting average clip. He drove in 3 runs here last night.
And good at bats. 2 out at bat, especially that one he hit down in the left field corner.
To the shortstop. Taylor's got it. And his soft toss to first in time. 2 up, 2 down. And Charlie Culberson will be the batter. Didn't join us last night. First of all, shame on you. But secondly, neat story before the game. Charlie was awarded his Dodgers National League Championship Series ring by Stan Kasten, Andrew Friedman, Dave Roberts. Jeff Francoeur and I were walking down the hallway and saw Charlie get the ring. And then Jeff, of course, said to Dave Roberts, well, Charlie's going to go out and get 3 hits and hit a home. But he got the 3 hits part right. And he's also swinging a hot bat, and that's why he's in the lineup, even with a right-hander on the mound. Charlie has an 8-for-20 road trip at work. Didn't get that. It's 0-2.
Stripling's curveball is one of those that, even if you go up looking for it, it's a good chance you're not going to hit it anyway. It is a real good downer.
And a swing and a miss. He's got 3 more outs, this time on 6 pitches. Stripling has thrown 15 pitches. He's got 6 outs and still no score.
Day dealers.
Scoreless game. We head to the bottom of the second inning. 4, 5, and 6 on the Dodger lineup card coming up. Sean Newcomb with a pair of strikeouts in his first frame today.
On the road, Sean Newcomb for the year 5-0, 179 ERA. Low batting average, second, third, and second in strikeouts. Interesting choice today for Dave Roberts and cast of thousands that helped make out the lineup for the Dodgers, putting Kike Hernandez in the cleanup spot, hitting 200.
Popped up, ton of foul ground. Tyler Flowers over near the Braves on deck circle. Got there and made the play.
Wow.
You're right. A 200 average. He's hitting 186 against lefties and 176 with runners in scoring position.
There must have been something in the stars, though, that said he should hit cleanup. That's why he's in there. Look, Tyler took a quick glance down to see where the on-deck circle was, so he didn't slip on that. He took a quick glance over right there and made sure he didn't run into the fence. That was a good play.
So Newcomb gets an easy out and now faces Yasiel Puig. Puig's had a good series, 4 hits in the first 2 games and bats .266 on the year. Newcomb delivers a strike. Puig scored 2 of the 3 Dodger runs last night. And he's behind 0-2.
Yeah, he had a good night. 3 hits. He's such a tremendous athlete. He is an amazing physical specimen. He's so strong and so fast. He's become a better baseball player. There were times where they thought they were going to have to just throw ropes around him when he was running the bases, because he would run them with reckless abandon, too reckless. But he's getting better. His instincts are getting better.
We saw that in game 1 when he got picked off. As that one's out of play. And at times he frustrates the Dodgers by what you might say is a kind of casual attitude to how he plays defensively. And Dave Roberts, with a perhaps not so subtle reminder, took him out of game 1 midway through.
Got his attention. He had a good day yesterday.
The 2-2 pitch is bang foul to third.
listed at 6'2", 240.
Full count. Newcomb walked the leadoff man. After Muncy struck out, Taylor was picked off. Then Kemp struck out to end the inning. Kike Hernandez popped up the first pitch here in the second. Now it's 3-2 to Puig. Here it comes. Broken bat. Little roller hit toward third. Camargo bare hand play, and he got him. What a gorgeous effort by Camargo. And the barrel of the bat ended up on the warning track about 50 feet past the third base bag.
I mean, that's out beyond the cut of the grass. I don't know if I've ever seen one go that far. And Camargo able to ignore the bat going in his direction, able to concentrate on the baseball. And what a good defensive play already to this inning for Atlanta.
So Puig out on a bang play. Here's Bellinger. He drops to 6th on the lineup with the lefty on the mound. Bellinger a .203 average against left-handed pitching with a ton of strikeouts.
Good 95 heater.
His homer binge ended yesterday. He had a homer in 4 straight games before the Braves kept him in the park in game 2. A ball and a strike to Bellinger. And he went around. Angel Hernandez rings him up. Angel did that a lot last night. Let's see if Sean can finish the inning quickly here.
Good spot.
Another full count. And pop back over our heads. At 95 miles an hour, we'll see another payoff pitch. Struck him out. 95 on the black. 3 strikeouts for Newcomb. Stripling and Sean pitching beautiful ball through 2 scoreless.
And the Dodgers ground crew is driven by the help.
Ciarte, Johan Camargo, and Sean Newcomb, both starters, Joe, looking good.
Outstanding work. Both these guys, we set it up pretty well, I think, about how well they've been pitching over the last 6 or 7 starts. No runs or earned runs, obviously, for either one of these guys in their last start. Stripling against the Pirates, Newcomb against the Padres, 11 combined strikeouts. Here's Sherwin-Williams pitching comparison.
Well, let's see if they can make the Dodger right-hander work a little bit. He's only thrown 17 pitches now, and he has 6 outs. By comparison, Sean Newcomb has taken 33 pitches to get through his first 2 scoreless innings.
And Ender going after the first pitch.
And the second, down to play 0-2. In a first half full of very pleasant surprises, one unfortunate surprise so far are the struggles offensively of Ender Inciarte. He's batting just .240 on the year. Most of those troubles against left-handed pitching. And a little squibber right out in front of the plate. Barnes will pounce and fire, and Inciarte is the 7th straight Brave retired. One away for Camargo.
Number 17, Johan Camargo.
Camargo at .214 on the year, but much better luck against right-handed pitching this year for the switch-hitting third baseman. That homer you see was to straightaway center field here in the opener. And that just missed. Up and away, ball 1.
I like Johan in this matchup. Johan can hit a good curveball too. See how he does today.
Little pop to the left side. Muncy near the line and is there. That's a fair ball. And the second out, and Newcomb's coming up. So game 3 starting much like game 1 began, when Walker Buehler set down the first 12 Braves in order to start the night. Two outs on 5 pitches so far. Newcomb takes 1, strike 1 call. And 0-2. Nationals are home taking on the Giants today. That game scoreless in the second. San Diego beat Miami. And Newcomb is down swinging. 9 up, 9 down for Stripling. He is breezing. Newcomb and the Bravos tied 0-0.
right thumb contusion on June 5th. Now, he played catch for the first time yesterday. He said that it feels much better, but it was still a little sore. So the plan was today for him to catch again. He was going to try to throw some breaking balls there from 90 feet and see how that felt. If that went well, he'll throw a bullpen on Tuesday and potentially start for the Braves on Friday at home. Chip and Joe, he also acknowledged his recent loss of velocity, said he thinks the week off from that start might help that.
And hopefully that'll be the case as the first pitch is hammered by Forsythe deep to left field and out by the Dodger bullpen. A leadoff home run. The Dodgers playing long ball again, strike first. That's their 80th home run as a team, the second for Forsythe, who snapped an 0 for 12 with that blast.
And snaps Newcomb's homerless streak at 44. Right in the front row, only the second home run of the year for Forsythe, who himself was only hitting .202. Tomahawk that one.
So Newcomb's homerless streak is finished. The Dodgers continue to hit homers. They're 24-19 this year when they hit at least one homer. And they've hit 7 in this series. Here's Austin Barnes. He's the Dodger catcher for game 3 and quickly behind 0-2. Well, there are just so many unlikely heroes in this Dodger lineup. The way it's constructed today. With all due respect to guys like Forsythe and Barnes and Muncy and Taylor, outside of LA and maybe the West Coast, people back east probably don't know much about those guys.
No, and that was kind of the case for them last year when they did so well. So many different guys contributing.
And now a shot over short that'll drop in for a hit. So the 7-8 hitters for the Dodgers have their first 2 knocks today, and Ross Stripling a chance to bunt.
Now batting number 68, Ross Stripling.
Good fastball. Not belt high on the inside. Nice turn by Barnes, who hit a home run off of Newcomb the last time they matched up. In fact, Newcomb and Stripling pitched against each other.
Stripling has a couple of sacrifices, and this one bunted down the first base line, foul, strike 1. It's kind of funny how baseball works, doesn't it? Stripling, as you said, a real find for LA. Starting pitcher. They moved him to the bullpen, and then out of necessity, they say, well, son, you're going to start for us. Off he goes on a 4 straight winning run with a now sub 1.5 ERA. There's the bunt. Newcomb thought about second, but takes the sure out. Barnes at second. Top of the order coming up. 1-0 LA on the Forsythe homer. Taylor walked in the first, then was picked off.
Taylor certainly was one of those heroes from last year with the season he put together after they got him from Seattle.
'21 homers, 72 RBIs in 140 games for Chris. He scored 85 times. Last year was his first year in the big leagues, where he had more than 136 at bats. Safe to say he made the most of them. There's another area where at times the Dodgers have struggled this year. Taylor just 9 for 50 at the plate with runners in scoring position. The only caveat to that is so many of their guys are in scoring position standing in the batter's box.
It's true.
play foul. Dodgers have 5 players with 8 or more homers. Only 2 other National League teams can say that. And again, who wouldn't know it when you look at their overall team numbers, with the exception of that home run total. But here they are charging out west, trying to catch Arizona. Dodgers start play in a 3-way tie for second, 2.5 games behind the Diamondbacks. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Back to the mound off Newcomb's glove, and that's going to cost him. 1st and 3rd, and 1 out.
That's too bad. He was going to be able to freeze that runner at second and get the out at first. Curveball, it was up.
So all 3 Dodger hits in this inning. The leadoff homer, the big blow, and now Muncy, the batter. He struck out on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Sean could use another strikeout or a double play. Oh, how about that snatch by Tyler Flowers? That pitch missed badly. You better guess right if you catch it that way. It's about 6 miles from home plate to the
No kidding.
The back wall.
I think that ball was really running.
The 2-0.
A lot of hitters count so far.
.47 pitches, 27 strikes. He got a 3-0 green light and didn't get it. Muncy filling in admirably for Justin Turner, whose wrist is still problematic. The pitch. Full count. Muncy was a step or 2 toward first base. He thought he earned ball 4.
He made a couple of really good pitches to the outside corner on Muncy his first time around. That was definitely a strike. I'm guessing Taylor is running.
We shall see. He's not. And it's in the dirt, ball 4, and they're loaded. So here comes Matt Kemp. Bases loaded, 1 out.
Well, I hope the ambush home run leading off the inning and then the base hit by Barnes hasn't caused Sean to become a bit defensive and try to nibble. He did a real good job going after Bellinger to end the second inning by just challenging with fastball, struck him out. And be nice to see him get back to that. Kemp struck out, I believe, on a changeup to end the first inning after Taylor had been picked off.
Kemp has struck out 5 times in the series. However, he knows how to hit with the bases loaded, as you just saw. Newcomb out of the stretch. And Kemp chased it. There's a break. Ball one.
He's been very aggressive on the first pitch, even on pitches that weren't in the zone.
Line drive into center field. That's down for a hit. 1 run scores. Everybody else will be held. Matt Kemp delivers his 41st RBI, and the Dodgers add to their lead.
That appeared to be another changeup, but this time Matt wins the battle. Not knee high. Didn't hit it hard, but found some grass. Nice play by Ender to get it in quickly.
And again, the Atlanta infield meets on the mound. Chuck Hernandez joins the conversation as Kike Hernandez, the batter. He popped out to Flowers on the first pitch he saw. Again, a very interesting Dodger lineup, as we've talked about. They had just 2 hitters hitting over 300 against left-handed pitching out there today. And Matt Kemp and Max Muncy far and away their best hitters with runners in scoring position. And so far it's Forsythe and Kemp who have the run scoring hits. First pitch swing, soft fly ball. That's going to drop for a hit. Ender got to that one fast. It's 3-0 Los Angeles, and this one getting away from Newcomb in the 3rd inning.
First pitch swinging again, and again a pitch. Belt high. Can't get the ball down today. So in that cleanup spot, Hernandez does come through his 18th RBI.
Newcomb has 1 out in the inning, and that's one the Dodgers gave him on a sacrifice bunt. And here is Puig, who broke his bat and was retired by Camargo on a beautiful barehanded play at third base. Dodgers 3, Atlanta nothing. Bases are still loaded. Atlanta's bullpen is beginning to stir. And away, ball 1. First pitch homer by Forsythe might have rattled Sean. The bouncing ball by Taylor off his glove may have cost him an out. That run came home to score. Frustrating inning for him. He's thrown 22 pitches and has but 1 out. Puig didn't get it. It looks like Luis Gohara is going to start playing catch and get loose. The 2-1. Now he's got to throw a strike or the Dodgers will get a 4th run.
He's got to make a good pitch with it. He can't just throw it down the middle. He's got to try and get a call strike or a swing on a pitch that's to one of the 4 quadrants there. Hopefully down the bottom.
Puig had a vicious cut at that and fouled it back. So he's battled back to 3-2. Can he finish off Puig? The pitch. Again, the 3-2, and again fouled away. A leadoff homer, 4 singles, a walk, and a sacrifice for LA so far in their 3rd inning.
I'm glad the home run came first.
Yes.
He's made some good pitches here. Full count to Puig. Can he make another?
He did, and Puig strikes out, snaps his bat in half. Obviously the bat's fault. 2 outs.
Swung right through a fastball.
So here's Bellinger. He struck out to end the 2nd inning for the Dodgers. He's the 9th man to hit in the inning. Braves will have the top of their order coming up in the 4th. Nice long rest for Stripling. The pitch. He's in for a strike. That's a little more like it. 0-2.
Yeah, it's a warm day. It's not, you know, they're not suffering out there, but the longer you stand, the more that 80 degrees heats up.
Don't tell these wimpy LA fans. Look at them all hiding under the pavilion in the outfield. 81 degrees at first pitch and virtually no humidity. No balls, 2 strikes, and in the dirt.
Kind of what he did to Bellinger his last time up. Tantalized him with that curveball away. He laid off and then struck him out with a good fastball.
Newcomb had 33 pitches through 2 innings. He's about to make his 32nd pitch of this 3rd inning. Here's where he'd like action. 2-2. And he got it. Bellinger swings and misses, and that retires the side. A very long offensive inning for the Dodgers, who score 3 runs. Forsythe's leadoff homer, the big blow. We go to the 4th. It's 9 up, 9 down for the Dodgers right-hander Ross Stripling, and boy has he been economical. 9 outs on 24 pitches. And he's thrown strike 1 to 7 of the first 9 Braves hitters, who have swung virtually every first pitch. And now he's got a 3-0 lead to play with. Stripling's given up just 2 earned runs in his last 4 starts. Those came against the Phillies, Pirates, Padres, and Nationals. A sizzling 4-0 record with an 0.73 ERA. And again, here's Ozzie, almost automatically behind 0-2.
Yeah, check swing got him that time.
I ask this of you respectfully. What's it like when you're in the plate in a spot like this for Ozzie, where nothing's going right for you for an extended period?
It seems like the pitcher's right on top of you, that you have no reaction time. And that's because you're trying to do too much. You're thinking too much. It's in your head too much. That Ozzie knows he's struggling. He knows he hasn't had a hit in 37 at bats. Or excuse me, only 3 in his last 37 at bats. So you're trying to hurry everything up instead of what you should be doing is slowing it down and see the ball, then react.
Lifted to the left side. That'll slice into the seats foul. Still 2-2.
See the location of that pitch? That was the center of the strike zone. Fouled it off again. 88. Not his usual 92 to 94 pitch. So he was out in front of it a little bit. But a pitch that he can handle, and missed it.
So that's a perfect recipe for the slump, isn't it? Miss the pitches you can hit and swing at the ones you can't.
Yeah.
But he's forced a full count here as Ross turns it loose and lifted again to the left side. Kemp gives a brief chase, no play. Still 3-2. 30 years ago, that might have been an out.
You're right. Because there would have been no shift.
Right.
And Ronsay wouldn't have had to go very far.
There you go. All those light blue seats, new additions. At least in recent vintage. The pitch. Swing and a high fly ball deep right field. Puig going back to the wall. He looks up and that one's gone. A home run for Ozzie Albies. A towering shot, and the Braves are on the board. Maybe that'll take the pressure off. Deep count, deep drive, and it's 3-1.
Didn't miss that one, did he?
No, sir.
Fastball. Inner third. They've been tailing back to the middle just a little bit.
Oh, the fans were booing that poor fan who dropped that one.
I don't blame him.
Ozzie's last homer made 22nd against the Phillies and Vince Velasquez. So it's a 2-run game now.
That'll open the door a little bit.
There you go. Dansby Swanson, the batter. He flied out to Matt Kemp his first time. Another chance in right for Puig. He gallops in a step or two. He's there. And Dansby's 0 for 2. As I said, it's been a great road trip for Freddie Freeman. Heck, he's been terrific on the road pretty much all year long. He's today's Yellowwood brand bringing the lumber feature.
Well, he usually does bring his lumber with him on the road, and that's a good thing. He's hitting .400 in his last 16 road games. A lot of extra base hits. He has a home run on this trip that he hit in San Diego. Went over to see Rick Honeycutt today, an old teammate of mine, longtime pitching coach for the Dodgers. And he said, "So how do you get Freddie Freeman out?" I said, wouldn't you in thousands like to know? I don't know.
After you stop laughing, answer,
Yeah,
right?
Right.
He's second in the league in hitting at .341 entering action today. He's got a hit in 20 of his last 21 games. A .384 mark in that stretch. Truly an MVP caliber season for the Braves first baseman. Big shift on for Freddie. Here it is. And he took a shot at left, fouled it off.
Well, Matt Kemp knows him as well as anybody on their team. And even though they've got a shift on for him with that shotgun formation on the right side, the outfield is playing him the other way. They're playing him toward left. Matt's a few steps to his right toward the line. Hernandez in toward left center.
Better approaches by the Braves in this inning. They're forcing Stripling to throw a few extra pitches. 15 of them. He threw 15 in the second and third innings combined. That bounced into the Braves dugout.
See, that's what's perplexing for pitchers about Freddie. He kind of reaches over and flares one into the stands down the third base line. So then they come in and bust him in, and he yanks it into the Braves dugout. So now where do you go?
We're about to find out. And Freddie ropes one toward the gap in left center field. Nobody's getting that. That ball's gone. He beats the shift again. Freeman with a solo homer, and the Braves are within a run. He is incredible. You talk about a line-to-line at bat. A perfect example of this for Freddie Freeman in the fourth.
That appeared to be a breaking ball. Just didn't have the downward tilt that he's had. And Freddie just clears the fence by enough.
So 2 homers for the Braves. It's a 1-run game, and here's Markakis. Second time through the order, a lot more productive for Atlanta. Stripling set down the first 9 Braves to start, but he's been tagged for a couple of fourth-inning homers.
You know, a lot has been said about Freddie. Freddie gives a lot of credit to Chipper when he broke in, and how Chipper helped him, but he's the modern day Chipper for the Atlanta Braves. And I know he's got a long way to go to accumulate the numbers that Chipper put up there, but every day he brings it. Every day he's a tough out. Doesn't give bats away. Doesn't matter who's pitching, left or right. He's the modern version of Chipper Jones.
Nick fought that off and fouled it to the left side. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Line drive to left. Old Reliable has a base hit. So Markakis and Freeman now tied for first in the National League in hits, both with 85. And Atlanta's first 3 hits have been solidly struck against Stripling here in the fourth. And the go-ahead run comes to the plate in the form of Tyler Flowers.
Well, what a response by the Atlanta offense after Newcomb had a hard time in the bottom of the third inning through so many pitches. Dodgers bat around, and they put 3 up for Stripling. You'd figure, uh-oh, it's going to be a long day. So a couple of long balls, now base hit by Nick. They're not going to go quietly.
And how big will the strikeouts of Puig and Bellinger be with the bases loaded, 1 out last inning be at the end of this game?
100% right.
We shall see. Here's Flowers, and he takes high.
But remember, strikeouts are just any other out, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So they weren't that big a deal.
Charlie Culberson coming up next. Atlanta has Markakis at first. 1 out, 2 in. Solo homers by Albies and Freddie Freeman. That's served to the right side. Bellinger can't get there. It's in the first row of seats. Eric Young had to scramble to get out of the way. Braves fan came up with that souvenir down the first base line. Good news in Washington. Giants lead 2-0 in the fourth inning. Max Scherzer pitching today for the Nationals. Go Giants. Pitch is upstairs. Ball 2.
Do the Nationals have a two-man rotation?
Seems like he pitches every day, doesn't it? Goodness gracious. Scherzer 10-1 on the year, riding a 9-game winning streak, coming off one of his most brilliant efforts against Tampa Bay last time out. I'll tell you about that in a sec. First, the 2-1 pitch popped him up at shortstop. Taylor battles the sun and high sky and makes the play for the second out. Max Scherzer's last game against the Rays, 99 pitches, 81 strikes, and he had an inning, 3 strikeouts on 9 pitches. The so-called immaculate inning.
I'd say he's on, but he got touched for 2 by the Giants today.
Charlie Culberson struck out to end the Braves' second. And Atlanta playing the hot hand in left, looking for offense anywhere they can find it. And he lays down a bunt. It's a beauty. A perfectly placed bunt for Charlie Culberson. 4th hit of the inning, and Markakis at second with 2 outs. Baseball.
Love it. I love it. Now there's a runner at second base and you do that, you're going to get yelled at because somebody will want you to drive in the run. But if you're extending the inning and putting a runner in a scoring position and getting on yourself, that's a thing of beauty.
So Ozzie broke out in this inning with a homer on a 3-2 pitch. Maybe it's Ender's turn. He had a swinging bunt and was retired by the catcher. Line drive foul, strike 1.
This time last year, coming into the game through games of June 9th, Ender was hitting .302, had 76 hits. 61 hits so far this year. Fighting to get back to that.
Up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Interesting there, though, that walks were about the same.
29 pitches for Stripling. His first long frame. That's the one he wishes he had back.
Yeah, late on it. It was late on the first one. It was center cut. Maybe an effort on his part to try to go the other way, trying to stay inside the baseball and not pull off.
Runners lead on a 1-2 pitch. Check swing, fouled off on what would have been ball 2. So 31 pitches for the Dodger right-hander. Albies homer got it started. And now the 1-2. Boy, that was close.
Yeah. Stripling was trying to make it look like he's not walking to the dugout, but he was. He had to change directions. Yep. Pretty good pitch.
So 1 on the house for Inciarte, perhaps. Markakis at second, Charlie Culberson at first. And here it is. Lifted toward left. Kemp got a good break on it in foul ground. Is there. And that will retire the side. The Braves hit a couple of homers. Ozzie Albies on a 3-2 pitch. Hit one over the fence in right field. Then with 1 out, Freddie Freeman hits his 12th home run, an opposite field homer. The Braves answer the Dodgers 3 in the 3rd with 2 in the 4th. We've got a 1-run game. MLB All-Star ballot. Voting for the All-Star game is open and exclusively online. Make sure your favorite Braves are represented on the National League squad. Go to braves.com/vote. And you can catch all the excitement of the 89th MLB All-Star game presented by MasterCard July 17th live on Fox. Well, here's the threesome that got things started for the Dodgers last inning. Forsythe, Barnes, and Stripling. Newcomb could use an easy frame. The Braves just got him back in the game. It's 3-2. And a liner right to short. Breaking ball. Forsythe whacked it, but Dansby to his left made the play for the first out.
Number 15.
Another one upstairs. Fortunate that that was hooking right to Dansby.
Austin Barnes a single and a run scored. The Dodgers had 3 in, the bases loaded, and 1 out. Puig and Bellinger struck out to end the inning. It could have been a very big third for Los Angeles. Newcomb dodged a big bullet. Now he's only down a run. Took a little off and got it called a strike. He's ahead of Dodger catcher 1-2. Phillies won today. They snapped their losing streak, beating the Brewers 4-3. Milwaukee had come to Philadelphia and just bombarded them.
Ooh, did they ever?
First 2 games.
That Nola pitch today.
It was Zach Eflin.
Oh, that's back-to-back good starts for him.
Phillies have lost 10 of their last 14 games. They're now 2-9. Excuse me, 2-7 in the month of June. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sharply hit. Camargo knocks it down, picks it up. There's the strong arm, and he's still got his man. Good play. Keep it in front, take your chances, and Camargo's arm bailed him out. Barnes the second out.
What a great asset, huh? More good defense. This time from Johan, who's already made a good play barehanded. This time knocks it down and picks it up. The thing I love about Johan and watching him play third base is on plays like this, he doesn't panic. He doesn't just pick it up and throw it in the seats. He picks it up, makes a good throw. With that arm, why not make sure you get it?
Now Newcomb has the bases empty and the pitcher up. See if he can finish Stripling off easily and, more importantly, quickly after a 33 pitch third.
That helped.
On ball, 2 strikes. Up the middle. Dansby got the in-between hop, and the throw to first is in time. The Dodgers are done in the 4th. As my partner is wont to say, we got a Waco. We go to the 5th inning. It's 3-2 LA.
What's in the box? Presented by Jack in the Box.
Atlanta Braves Baseball is sponsored by Sherwin-Williams, your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places. And by SunTrust. Confidence starts here.
Well, Joe, both pitchers had one very long, extended, and rather rough inning. For Sean Newcomb, it was the Dodgers' third that saw 9 come to the plate. They scored 3 runs. For Stripling, it was his 4th inning. 33 pitches, a couple of solo home runs, a couple of singles. The Braves scored 2, and now it's a 1-run game.
I have a question that I don't know the answer to, and it has to do with the pace of play. The clock is set at 2 minutes when the last out is made. Stripling went to the dugout and waited and waited and waited to rest up because he made the last out. There was 30 seconds left on the clock when he started out of the dugout. As soon as he started out of the dugout, the Dodgers reset the clock for 2 minutes and gave him plenty of time to warm up.
And he finished his warm-up tosses here with about 48 seconds left on that 2-minute clock, with Johan Camargo digging in. A little hometown clock management? Don't know. I do know that Stripling made the last out. Can't remember if there are special circumstances for the pitcher doing so.
I'm not sure either.
So it's Camargo, Newcomb, and then Ozzie Albies in the 5th inning. Braves trail 3-2. Trying to come back from a 3-0 deficit and win a series in Los Angeles for the first time in over 6 years. Bouncing ball to Bellinger. He'll back up and race to the bag in time for the first out. Newcomb struck out for the 13th time in 20 at-bats this year. Very impressive start for Stripling. In the first 3 innings, he faced the minimum. 9 outs on 24 pitches with 3 strikeouts. And in for a strike. Well, what the Dodgers have to hope for is they can get their starting rotation back. That rotation, of course, anchored by Clayton Kershaw, who's out with a bad back again. But the way guys like Walker Buehler are pitching, the way that Stripling is pitching, they might have some very interesting and maybe even difficult decisions to make.
You know, they've got Ryu out, they've got Maeda out, Hill, along with Clayton Kershaw. Hill and Maeda, I'm told, are close to returning. Buehler and Stripling, you're right, they're pitching great, and it's subject to Buehler's rib cage. You know, the sore ribs that he came out of the game early on the other day.
In his last start, he got hit with a line drive in the ribs. And the Dodgers say they were lucky, and he especially so, because it missed his elbow by an inch or so. It's hoped that they won't somehow find a crack in that rib. That would be a horrible loss for LA.
That's all they need.
So 2 quick outs. That is the 4th strikeout for Stripling. And Albies the hitter. A solo home run into the first row of the bleachers in right. The first hit of the series for Albies. And that one lifted out of play.
The 3 home runs hit today, 2 by the Braves, 1 by the Dodgers, are more typical of what you used to see at Dodger Stadium. Balls that were hit in the first row in right field, just cleared the fence in left. Forsythe hits one in the first row right down the line. That's more Dodger Stadium like, not what we saw here Friday night.
Yeah, I think I made the comment at the time. I said, are we sure we're not in Coors Field? I mean, guys were hitting balls 20 rows up in the bleachers here on Friday. Not so today. But still 3 homers in total have been hit. Pitch. And caught a corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Fifth inning, game 3. And the 1-2 pitch is bounced foul. Ross Stripling, we're told, is a stockbroker as well as a major league pitcher. Very analytically inclined man. And we're told also he functions better knowing when he can pitch as opposed to pitching unexpectedly out of a bullpen. The numbers certainly show that to be the case this year. The pitch is a little low. No swing for Albies. He checked it that time and faces a full count.
That stands to reason. If you have that type of analytical mind and all of a sudden it's just thrown at you that you've got to react and pitch, you're not going to react too well typically.
As opposed to formulating a plan.
Yeah.
Knowing who you're going to face. 3-2 pitch is bounced to the right side, and Forsythe nearly fell down as he made that play. And Bellinger tippy toes around the first base bag to make the play, and we head to the bottom of the 5th.
But back in 1988, Kirk Gibson hit a walk-off home run in Game 1 of the World Series versus the Oakland Athletics. Now this season, the Dodgers decided to paint that seat where the ball landed, and they also had him autograph it, but they added a special twist to it. So you have to buy tickets for that seat and the one next to it. It's $300, but $200 of that goes to the Kirk Gibson Foundation to help fight Parkinson's. Gibson was actually diagnosed with Parkinson's in 2015. And Chip and Joe, I've been told that pair of seats has sold out for every home game of the season. A really cool twist they put on that.
Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, Kelsey, especially with the charity donation out of that.
High fly ball hit toward left by Taylor. Culberson back to the edge of the track, and he's got it for out number 1. Vin Scully had a remarkable career, as you know, behind the microphone, but that call of Kirk Gibson's home run, so unexpected, so unbelievable, so dramatic, and as he said, so improbable and impossible, might, in my opinion, go down as his best.
Yeah, one of the best ever. She's gone.
1 out for Newcomb in the 5th. Max Muncy, the batter, he struck out and walked. And he unloads on the first pitch. Another homer for Muncy. That isn't improbable or impossible. His 12th home run of the year, and he's homered in every game in this series.
They're jumping on some first pitches too. Forsythe ambushed one. Now Muncy does. Fastball down the middle, missed the target. Tyler was set up inside. That one went a long way.
He's not afraid to admire his homers, is he?
Kind of don't blame him the way he's hitting right now.
Man. So LA back to a 2-run lead with Matt Kemp up there.
It's not quite like Jock Peterson, who almost ran into Braves' dugout. shake hands with everybody on his way to first.
So 12 homers for Muncy, 27 RBIs. The Dodgers have hit 2 homers today. They are 16-9 when they hit 2 or more homers in a game. They have now hit 81 this year as a club. Two-0 pitch. He's right there. You remember all the hullabaloo about who was going to catch Barry Bonds' record-setting homers? Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa's homers. Remember all that?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the pitch. And that is a called strike. Home plate umpire Bill Miller rung up Matt Kemp. That was strike 2. He's just practicing for the next pitch.
He was excited.
And he just raises the right hand and smiles at Matt, who's down swinging. 2 outs. Even the umpires forget the number of strikes. But the point about the Gibson home run, I am told that no one has come forward to claim ownership of that Kirk Gibson home run ball.
Was that right?
Huh. Maybe one of the most historic homers in Dodger history. Somebody's got it. It's someplace. But nobody has said where. What would that baby be worth to the Dodger franchise? Pop fly foul by Kike Hernandez.
Well, now that you've made that comment, they'll be coming out of the woodwork, baby.
Well, luckily, we're leaving town.
Yeah.
I don't have to answer the phone. I'd suggest you contact Charlie Steiner personally. He'll be able to help you out, point you in the right direction. Great broadcaster with LA. 1-1 pitch is bounced toward the left side. Dansby had his man played perfectly, and his throw to first is in time. The Braves haven't solved Max Muncy. 3 homers in 3 games. Dodgers lead again by 2. Greatest right-hand hitter of his generation. What a player.
7th all time.
Remember, he started his career, I think, as a left fielder in St. Louis. They had Scott Rowland at third base on some loaded Cardinal teams with Tony La Russa at the helm. Check swing roller back to the mound, and Stripling takes care of Swanson for the first out. So he set down 5 straight, now working again with a 2-run lead.
First baseman Freddie Freeman.
And here's Freddie. Opposite field homer last time up. By the way, there were no score clock or timer shenanigans by the Dodgers when Stripling made the last out after the 4th inning.
That's good to know.
When the pitcher makes the last out and goes to the dugout, the clock does reset when he comes out of the dugout. And that's for all pitchers, not just Stripling here in LA. So that's in the dirt for Freddie. 1 ball, 1 strike. A bloop and a blast away are the Braves from tying this game. It's 4-2. We are, however, in the 6th. And he hooks that one to the right side. Can Stripling get to the bag ahead of Freeman? He did. Nice coordination between Bellinger, Stripling, and Forsythe.
That was a nice play.
4-1 put out.
Yeah, that was a nice play. They obviously have been practicing that when they are in their shift and have an infielder that far out into right field. Perfect feed.
Nick Markakis had a 1-out single in the 4th inning. And takes a bell tie strike. Told you about the Yankees and Mets later on tonight. That's the Sunday night game. Mets will then make their way to Atlanta for their series with the Braves. A 2-game set starting Tuesday. Boy, it's been a miserable homestand for the Mets. They haven't won a game. They've only had one 0-9 homestand in team history back in 1979.
Goodness.
And they're staring down Luis Severino for the Yankees, who's gone 7-0 in his last 10 games. The injury-riddled Mets send Seth Lugo to the mound. The Mets have lost 8 straight games, have scored 11 runs in those 8 games. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Nick. And he chased but fouled it away. Remember, the Mets started the year 11-1 on the year.
I think where they would be down there shaking hands with the Marlins were it not for that.
Well, they're getting closer by the minute. The Mets are 27-34. Miami's 23-41. And a bouncing ball toward Bellinger. He gives ground. He'll run to the bag. And Stripling recovers with another 1-2-3 inning. He's set down 7 in order. 4-2 LA in game 3.
military by sharing a photo or video with hashtag #HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Well, Sean Newcomb's hanging in there after a rough third inning. He's given up a couple of solo home runs to make it a 4-2 game. He's got Puig, Bellinger, and Forsythe coming up. He's got to hold him right there and hope Atlanta's offense can get something done in the final 3 turns. And that one fouled away by Puig. Steele, strike 1. Rays will see the Dodgers at the end of July, the 26th, 27th, 28th, and 29th at SunTrust Park. That'll be the end of a long road trip for LA.
Wonder how much will be going on right then for the trade deadline.
Yeah.
For either one of these teams.
That's in for a strike. Puig digs in, 1-2 the pitch. Lifted to the right side. Long run. Markakis. It's hanging up forever. And he's going to get there for out number 1. Puig. He is 0 for 3. Stay tuned for the middle of the 7th inning. Coming up, it's the stretch, and it's presented by Advance Auto Parts. Here's Bellinger. He has struck out 2 more times against a lefty. That right now is his kryptonite. This guy's a good player. But a rough time against the lefties. 25 strikeouts. There's a good hook. 0-1. That's hammered into the right field corner. That's going to bounce up against the wall. Nick played it well, but then dropped it on the track. No trouble for Bellinger. He's in at second with 1 out.
Good curveball to the outer part. Then he made the mistake. I don't know if it was a mislocation or not, but he threw it right at Bellinger and hung it out over the inside part of the plate. No, look at Tyler. He was set up away again, but that lollipop hanging right out over the plate. Easy pickings for Bellinger.
And Brian Snitker is on his way out. It looks like that's going to be the end of the line for Sean after 94 pitches in today's game. Newcomb will depart trailing 4-2. The Dodgers tag him for 2 solo homers and 7 hits. Atlanta's bullpen in play. It's 4-2 Los Angeles. Inning at home.
And that's Peter.
Visit Synovus for your banking, lending, and investing needs. Synovus, the bank of here.
And now that's Peter Moylan, who's on to pitch for Sean Newcomb. And Peters pitched in all 3 of these games now. A third of an inning on Friday night, fly ball out. A third of an inning last night, struck out Matt Kemp. And inherits a runner at second base. Braves can't afford to give up any more. He'll try to go to work on Forsythe.
Was homered and lined out. Newcomb 5 1/3 innings, 7 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, the 2 homers. Bellinger his responsibility out at second base. And Moylan's first on the way. Nearly hit him. It's ball 1. Fly ball down the left field line. Charlie on the run, won't get it. That's going to bounce into the seats. And that'll be a double, and that will score Bellinger. So Peter can't retire the first man he's assigned, and LA adds to their lead. It's now 5-2. And all 5 runs are Sean Newcomb's.
Well, what a lousy time for the Braves to experience the resurgence of Logan Forsythe. That one just stayed there. Didn't have much on it. Wasn't sinking. Wasn't tailing into him, and he fought it off for a ground rule double after homering in the 3rd.
Remember, this is a man that entered action today 0 for 12 and only 4 hits and 23 tries with a runner in scoring position. He has broken out in a big way today for LA, which again enjoys a 3-run lead. And now a strike to Barnes, the catcher. He's 1 for 2 with a run scored. Dodgers today playing like the Braves were playing in first 6-7 weeks of the season. Big production out of the bottom of the order and even more out of the top. And today nowhere to go to get an out. Jock Peterson's grabbed a bat. Looks like Stripling's day will be ended after 6 strong innings on the hill. One in, 1 on, 1 out. Now Peterson being called back. Let's see. Pitch driven toward right center. Ender is there. Sets up nicely. And no chance to advance. So Barnes the second out.
Wow. Like they had a change of heart.
Yep.
Let Stripling go another inning.
Well, why not? As many innings as their bullpen has thrown, and as well as he is pitching, why not send him back out there? He hadn't thrown a ton of pitches.
And it could be that was their plan all along. They just put Peterson out there in case the Braves had any ideas of walking Barnes to pitch to Stripling. They show Peterson instead.
Stripling 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. And that one whistles outside for an even count. We've said it so many times, you know all about number 1 and number 2 picks in the draft. You can make good selections with the 5th rounders, the 10th rounders, the 11th rounders, and they get to the big leagues and are productive players. Boy, is that huge. Ozzie knocks it down. And Stripling has an infield hit. Perfectly placed. All hands are safe for LA, and now the top of the order is coming up. 1st and 3rd, 2 outs.
They were giving him a lot of room up the middle because they didn't expect him to get the ball up the middle. Ozzie was playing him to the opposite field in case he did make contact, but at least saved a run by knocking it down.
So it's Moylan versus Taylor with 2 outs. If Taylor reaches, looks like Sam Freeman is up in the Braves bullpen. He's getting ready for Muncy. And a swing and a miss. Giants still lead the Nationals 2-0. They're beating Max Scherzer. That game's in the, I think that's the 6th. My old eyes can't see that far, but Giants scored early. And Scherzer's trailing, riding a long winning streak for Washington today. Braves and Nats at the moment tied atop the Eastern Division race in the National League. One ball, one strike. Runner at first goes. No chance for Flowers. Look at Stripling steal a base.
Good for him. Good for the Dodgers. Not holding him on. Gets a huge lead. Not paying attention to him. Went on the first move and stole it without a throw.
First steal of his career, and now a hit might get the Dodgers 2 more runs. 2 balls and a strike.
No reason to give in here.
And he didn't. No swing, and the bases are loaded. So it's been a rough inning for Peter Moylan. A double, a fly out, an infield hit, and now a walk to Taylor. And Brian Snitker will have to go get him, as the Braves will use their 3rd pitcher to try to secure the 3rd out of the inning. It'll be Freeman versus Muncy, who's hit 3 solo homers in the series. It's 5-2 Dodgers as Los Angeles continues to hit in the home 6th. FIFA World Cup is coming to Fox and FS1 with every match live and over 300 hours of coverage. The world's biggest sporting event is just 4 days away, and it's only on Fox and FS1. Can't give the Dodgers any more. They've got them loaded. 2 outs. Sam Freeman versus Max Muncy, who's had a very productive series for LA.
He hit his first home run of this series off of Sam Freeman. Took him the opposite field. Sam has given up home runs to left-handed hitters in 2 of his last 3 outings. Going back to Washington on June 2nd, he gave that home run up to the kid Soto, who tied the game. It ultimately went 14 innings.
No balls, 1 strike. Flowers speared that. Muncy was a non-roster player for this Dodger organization. Last year he hit 12 homers at AAA. He's hit 12 homers in the major leagues this year, and this is game number 65 for LA.
Pretty amazing.
His first big league home run came May 17th, 2015 against the White Sox. It was off Jeff Samardzija. He's now with the Giants. The pitch.
When you say he's done it in 65 games, that's the Dodgers total. He's only playing in his 44th game.
Right. I think he's second on their club in homers despite playing so few games.
I think he's leading. Well, he's tied with Bellinger.
So second coming in before going deep today, and now he's got a 3-1 count. You talk about swinging for the fences right here. This might be Muncy's shot. A bases loaded walk. So neither Moylan nor Freeman can retire their first batter. Muncy has a 2 RBI game. Forsythe scores for the second time, and it's now 6-2.
You go up with a lot of confidence if you're Muncy after you've taken a guy deep the last time you faced him. And you bring him in to pitch to you again. You feel pretty good about it. Able to draw a walk.
So Kemp hits again with the bases loaded. He's got an RBI single, and this one rolled towards short. The throw's going to go to third base, and that takes care of Chris Taylor and the Dodgers in the 6th inning.
All right, Dodger fans, it's time to play Strike Zone, presented by Anheuser-Busch.
They're down 6-2 after 6 innings, and Ross Stripling is back out on the mound for LA. He had a long inning on the base paths for the Dodgers. We'll see if that causes him any issues in the inning. Something that caused the Yankees some problems a couple of nights ago. Remember Masahiro Tanaka for New York, playing in the National League ballpark against the Mets, injured both of his hamstrings running the bases. So Tanaka's been lost for the Yankees. Hopefully Stripling will be conditioned well enough to continue on for LA.
Best in the major leagues as a starter. 9.8 strikeouts per 1 walk. He has not walked anyone today, and he has fanned 4.
And after the Braves' 2-run 4th inning uprising, he set down 7 consecutive men. Flowers, Culberson, and Inciarte, beg your pardon, the trio up first. Tyler fouls it back. Strike one. The Braves pitcher spot is due up 5th in this inning. Let's hope it gets down that far so Ryan Snitker can make a move. The pitch. Foul back at 0-2.
That'd be nice for Tyler to get on and get something started. He's been impressive today. Stripling's used all his pitches, been around the plate. I think Ozzie Albies had a full count. I can't remember a whole lot of 3-ball counts. None. No 3-0 counts.
Well, just shows you if you pitch, you can be successful. You don't have to just blow the ball past people with every pitch.
Pretty good numbers on his secondary pitches.
One ball, 2 strikes. And now 2-2. After the Braves depart Los Angeles, Atlanta home for the Mets and Padres. A brief 2-game trip north of the border to Toronto, then Baltimore and Cincinnati coming to town.
Good stretch where you would hope the Braves could do some damage.
Told you about the Mets problems. San Diego won their 31st game today. Baltimore has had an awful time of it. They have won just 19 times this year. And Cincinnati, who the Braves split a 4-game series with, only 22 wins in their first 65. So you're right, with all due respect to those clubs, those are teams having bad years. If you want to get to the playoffs, those are teams you have to play well against. Hopefully the Braves will at home.
Good at bat here by Tyler, fouling off some tough pitches.
Couldn't swing on that one, however, and Stripling strikes him out. That's his 8th Brave retired in order, and his 5th strikeout.
Tried to burn the outside corner and didn't, but got the call. He brushed it, but got the call. That's all that matters.
Charlie Culberson has a bunt single. He's our Synovus Greatness Made Here feature.
Great numbers his last 9. He's hit in 8 of those 9. Beautiful bunt put down earlier today.
Hopefully before we get on the charter, he'll give us a look at that beautiful National League Championship ring he earned last year here in LA. That's taken low. 1 ball, 1 strike. One long inning, and that's the lone inning for Atlanta's offense to break through. And in the dirt, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Action has begun in the Dodger bullpen. Well, what a relief for Dave Roberts to see Stripling pitch so well after former Brave Alex Wood struggled last night. And Walker Buehler left after 5 1/3 on Friday. The 2-2 pitch just missed.
He only really had one expensive inning in terms of what it cost him pitch-wise. That was the fourth when the Braves put 2 on the board thanks to 2 homers.
That's out of play, foul. Like the Braves, the Dodgers will have an off day tomorrow. We were told after this game ends they will very quickly start to transform Dodger Stadium into a concert venue. They have a big charity gala scheduled for tomorrow night. Musical superstar John Legend will be the featured attraction here. They'll raise about $1 million for the Dodgers Charitable Foundation. And then LA gets set for an interleague affair with the Texas Rangers. And strike 3, Charlie knew it. He was trying to coax a walk, but no such luck. And Stripling finishing strong. That's the second out of the inning and his 6th strikeout of the game. And that appears to be the last pitch he's going to throw. Dave Roberts will give him a chance to get a big ovation. Fist bumps all around for Ross Stripling, who's on his way to his 5th win, barring a big Braves comeback. Listen to the fans in LA. They appreciate good pitching too, and Stripling was good today.
At Rooms to Go, you can go any way you want. Go style, go savings, go today.
Well, somewhat a surprise, I guess, when you see Eric Goodell in a Dodger uniform. He was pitching really well for the Seattle Mariners.
Yeah, I don't understand. I don't get it. With Seattle, he was in 5 games. He was 2-0 with a 1.23 ERA. They put him on waivers. Dodgers gobbled him up, sent him to AAA, called him up. And since joining the Dodgers, he's thrown 10 1/3 scoreless innings in 10 appearances.
So the old adage, you can't ever have enough good pitching, must not apply in Seattle.
I guess not.
Goodell was pitching great. He is out of options, so maybe that played a factor in Seattle's thought process. But he's backing up Ross Stripling, who is terrific. 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio. Didn't walk a man, struck out 6 more in 6 2/3 innings. And he will rehydrate during the game and probably after if the Dodgers hang on, leading 6-2.
Low 90s fastball for Goodell with a change up, slider.
And a high chopper hit to the right side. Tough play. Bellinger back flip, won't be in time. And Ender has an infield hit with 2 outs.
No chance for anybody here. Nice try by Bellinger.
Camargo 0 for 2 in the game, 1 for 6 in the series. Preston Tucker's grabbed a bat. He's on deck. And in for a strike. Braves have scored 2 runs in the final 3 innings total in this series so far. They need 4 to tie today. And they've done good work, as you know, in the late innings all summer long. Atlanta has 7 outs left, trailing 6-2. One ball, 2 strikes.
That looked like a changeup, but I couldn't tell for sure. It was down and in, and that's usually the wheelhouse for Camargo, down and in. He missed it.
Now the 1-2 pitch is pulled toward first. Right at the bag is Bellinger, and Goodell sends us to the stretch with the Dodgers up 6-2. Flaherty checks in. He'll play third base. He'll be slotted 9th on the lineup card, which means he'll come up first in the 8th inning. And Luis Gohara is on for his 6th game. He'll try to work long relief, hold him right there, and see if the Braves can come back.
He had a hard time doing that at San Diego. His first work after coming back from Brazil, where he was on the bereavement list. He only went 2/3 of an inning, 6 hits, 6 runs in that outing at San Diego.
One thing we noticed immediately from Gohara was his velocity was just so-so for him.
Correct.
That went in at 94 miles an hour. And a good cut by Kike Hernandez, who fouled it back. Hernandez, an RBI single back in the Dodgers' 3-run third. A single run in the 5th, 2 in the 6th. Makes it 6-2. This one launched to deep center. Ender on the run as far as he can go, and he won't get it. It's a home run. These Dodgers are unbelievable with the long ball. 8 homers in 3 games for LA. And Kike Hernandez with his 8th. The 6th Dodger with 8 or more homers.
Well, their staff knew something. Putting Kike in that cleanup spot looked kind of odd. Guy hitting 200. He's driven in 2 runs and now a homer.
And for the Braves relief corps today of Moylan, Freeman, and Gohara, the first batter faced stat not good.
No.
Moylan allowed a leadoff double. Freeman walked a hitter with the bases loaded. Now Hernandez with the solo homer to center. And now a shot by Puig toward right that Markakis is going to catch. There's the first out in the 7th inning.
There's one of 2 things: either scouting report that was not in keeping with what these Dodgers are doing lately, or poor execution on the part of the pitchers to employ the scouting report.
And as we said, Joe, at the start of the series, throw out the record for LA. Sometimes it's not who you play, but when you play them. A month ago, the Dodgers were 10 games under 500 and 8.5 games out of first place. If they win this game today, Los Angeles will win 17 of 23.
That'd have to be the best record in baseball over that stretch.
And a strike, and to do it without Turner, without Kershaw, without Ryu, without Urias, without Hill for the most part. Pretty remarkable for Dave Roberts and his staff to keep this thing together in a season that really could have circled down the drain pretty quickly. Foul back, still 0-2. And I would assume, Joe, that's where that experience comes from. Several years back, the Dodgers were in kind of similar circumstances and rallied to win 100 games and win the division. They've been here before. They've done that. Their goal to get back to the World Series again, but this time win it. And strike 3 freezes Bellinger, who whiffs for the 3rd time in the game. He is not hitting the lefties well this year and certainly didn't today. 2 outs. Big day for Logan Forsythe. A homer, a double, 2 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. Right now, it is not just Kemp and Puig carrying LA. It is a lineup that is flowing. And Forsythe, the 7th place hitter, snapped an 0 for 12 with his big day in Game 3. Here's a good pitch. Strike 1.
San Luis's case, getting knocked around in San Diego, giving up the homer today. He just needs to be on the mound, needs to pitch. Get a feel for his release point, getting a better rhythm.
One ball, 2 strikes. And a breaking ball freezes Forsythe. And that is the inning. He forgot how many strikes there were.
Well, Bill Miller did again, too. He didn't even ring him up. He just called a strike, and he forgot again. 2nd time in 2 innings.
Hey, guys, in this league, 3's enough.
Heard Chip talk about it, the very special day for Charlie Culberson yesterday, picking up 3 hits against his former team and then also receiving his ring. So one of the sides has his name and it also has his number and a picture of Dodger Stadium. The other side has their record. You forget that this was a Dodgers team that was 104-58 last year, and Charlie was a big part of that. He hit 500 in the postseason for them. So great memories here for him, Chip and Joe, but I think he's happy to have the ring, but now be playing for his hometown team.
You bet.
Beautiful piece.
So Dave Roberts and his Dodgers enjoy a 5-run lead. Atlanta goes to the 8th inning. And it'll be Ryan Flaherty leading off. Eric Goodell back out there. And he spins one up there. It missed for ball 1. Braves are back home Tuesday night. Fultonevich and Wheeler at 7:35 at SunTrust Park. And on Wednesday afternoon, Mike Soroka returns from his rehab to face Jacob deGrom of the Mets. Won't want to miss that one. And San Diego in for a 4-game series beginning Thursday. Braves owe the Padres some payback. You might recall San Diego was the Braves' first ever opponent in regular season play at SunTrust Park, and they swept him in a 4-game series to start the home schedule last year. 2 balls and a strike. Flaherty didn't get the high heat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They go to the 8th inning in Washington. The Giants still lead 2-0. A chopper hit towards second. Forsythe, one of the stars of the game for LA, makes the play. 1 out.
It's the 3rd straight topper hit by a left-handed hitter against Goodell.
And here's Ozzie Albies, whose name has been consistently mispronounced here at Dodger Stadium. And Ozzie made him pay for that with a towering 4th inning home run. His first and only hit of this series, and his 4th hit in his last 39 at bats. And this one served the other way on the first pitch. So Ozzie's starting to come around. Hat goes flying as he rounds first base. He'll stay there. A 1-out single in front of Dansby Swanson.
Shortstop number 7, Dansby Swanson.
Breaking ball and tracked it right on down and served it against the shift.
Dansby with an 0 for 3 afternoon in Los Angeles. After a big game here last night. By the way, Dansby scored 4 runs in the series, hitting second. And Goodell misses way low.
It was Derek Holland pitching for the Giants today. He went 5 innings, a 3-hit shutout ball. Melanson an inning. Sam Dyson an inning so far.
So if that score holds and this one holds, the Braves will head back home, still tied for first in the division. The Phillies have already won, so they could pick up a game if the Braves don't rally. And something Atlanta's going to have to ponder after this road trip. What do you do about the West Coast? It's been absolutely crazy, the struggles Atlanta has had with these West Coast teams the last several years, not just 2018. One ball, 1 strike. And he's swinging a miss. The next time the Braves head this far west will be in August. We go to Arizona for 4 and then San Francisco for 3.
Talk about a change in climate on a road trip.
Yeah.
4 in Phoenix, 3 in San Francisco.
I'll take your advice on how to pack for that one.
Okay.
When we get to August. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch is caught on and missed. That was 85 miles an hour, and Dansby swung through it. He is struck out for the first time, and 2 are out. But coming into this series in LA, and after the first 2 games, the Braves are 15-37 against Western Division teams since June of 2015. They've dropped 17 of 19 games in San Diego. They've lost 12 of 15. Excuse me, 12 of 16 games here at Los Angeles since 2014, pending this score today. Freddie Freeman's hit a home run. Again, they shift on him, and that's way outside, ball 2. Another remarkable year for the Braves first baseman. He was hit in 21 of 22 games. The pitch is smacked toward first. Beautiful play at the bag by Bellinger. That was slick. He is really smooth over at first base and made that hot smash look like an easy play. It wasn't. Atlanta out of luck in the 8th. Terrific director Mike Miller. Brian Woodrum is our producer. Mitch and Caney, our AD. Drew Jenkins, our stat man. We've somehow survived 3 days with our stage manager John Q. Reynolds here at Dodger Stadium.
I think I've come up with a plan for you on that packing for that West Coast trip.
Yep.
Phoenix and Giants. It's kind of like one you had earlier this year where it was thongs and sweaters.
Oh yeah, thongs and sweaters. That's probably a interesting visual. Let's just leave it at that. Won't have to worry about finding a seat on the bus. No balls, 2 strikes.
No, it should be easy.
As Austin Barnes leads off, don't want to forget our great videographer Sean Farnham, who's wandered all around Los Angeles and San Diego, getting those great panoramic and scenic shots of this beautiful part of the country,
and found his way back. You know,
in less than 18 hours. We're so fortunate to have such a great crew. It's a pleasure to work for them as well as with them. Fly ball deep center, but not deep enough. As Barnes is retired by Gohara, there's the first out. And Breivik Valera is going to come up. This guy hit .317 at AAA in Oklahoma City. He's played short, third, left, and second in the minor leagues. This is his fourth stint with the club. Fly ball center. And he's retired for the second out.
The AAA team at Oklahoma City for the Dodgers, somebody came up with a great logo. It is OKLA.
Oh, nice. Is it weird to you to hear that the Dodgers AAA club's not in Albuquerque?
It is very odd to hear about him being in Oklahoma City, but they love him there. Great ballpark.
Chris Taylor, the batter. He's gotten on base 3 times, twice with a walk. He's singled and scored. Yeah, so those of you watching on the satellite and you wonder why you can't get a first-class ticket from Oklahoma City or LA, well, that's why. The Dodgers, like all the major league teams now, really cycle through their AAA roster. As that one's hit high in the air to center and curling out toward Markakis, but Ender will make the play. And Gohara has a 1-2-3-8. Last call for Atlanta. 7-2 Dodgers in game 3.
Ford dealer, the Georgia Lottery, and by Synovus, the Bank of Here.
Sean Farnham is the bravest man on our crew. That is the Sky Slide here in Los Angeles. Kelsey did it too. And there's no way, no how I'm doing that.
I've seen enough atomic wedgies in your family. I don't want to see another one. This guy Liberatore may have turned the tide in the ball game on Friday night. Inning and 2/3, gave up a hit and a run, including a home run to Camargo, but he came in the middle of the 7th inning when the Braves had something cooking. First and second, nobody out. He got a ground out for a double play and a strikeout.
And he scored a run, remember, in that game.
Yeah.
Really good job. So he'll try to get the final 3 outs. And the first pitch on the ground to second. Forsythe has been busy and for the most part very good at second base in this series. He has made an error, but none today. And 1 pitch retires Markakis in the top of the 9th. Tyler Flowers, the batter. He's 0 for 3. Tyler, the Iron Man in this series, played last night. Back in the lineup, day game after the night game. And a ball outside. 1-0 your count. Pirates beat the Cubs 7-1 today. That was Kyle Hendricks' game. He's not been the same for Chicago. He was a dark horse candidate for the Cy Young in the National League. Hendricks has now lost 4 of his last 5 decisions.
Goodness.
That's not like him. Phillies beat Milwaukee 4-3. Zach Eflin started that one. Reds beat the Cardinals 6-3. Arizona 8-3 beat Colorado. San Diego 3-1 over Miami. Giants batting in the 9th, I believe, up 2-0 against Washington. And Flowers continues his good work in this series. He's got hits now in 10 of his last 12 games. And he has a 9th inning hit with 1 out.
1 for 4 today. Nice piece of hitting to the right of second base. That was a key last night too when he went the other way. He's swinging it really well.
A bunt single highlights the day for Charlie Culberson, his 9th hit on the trip. And this one's up the middle, and nice flip back to second for 1, on to first, not in time. Culberson just did beat the Rap at first base. And what a gorgeous play by Taylor on a ball that looked to be trickling into center field. But no such luck. 2 outs, runner at first.
Saved a hit and almost turned it into a double play. Nice flip right here. Nice turn by Forsythe. And Bellinger tried to influence the call by coming off the bag a little early, but Charlie had beaten it out anyway.
So the Braves are down to their last out in the 9th inning. And Ender, the hitter, he bounced the ball in the dirt and recorded an infield hit. And he takes low. Culberson takes second. Defensive indifference. One ball, 1 strike. Peter Borges on deck. He would hit for Gohara, whose spot is due after Ender on the Braves lineup card. Barnes with a nice stop. 2 balls and a strike.
Well, Barnes has done a nice job today for them filling in for Grandal, giving him a day off. 1 for 4 with a run scored at the plate too.
Three balls and a strike. And now it's 3-2. Braves are down to their last strike. Fultonevich and Wheeler Tuesday night against the Mets in Atlanta. Soroka and DeGrom on Wednesday afternoon. Then the Padres in for a 4-game set. 47,000 plus in LA today. Our strike away from win number 33 for the Dodgers. The pitch is lined softly towards center, but Taylor is there, and the Dodgers have taken 2 of 3 again from Atlanta. The final in game 3, 7-2. Max Muncy, a new face in this Dodger lineup, was up to his old tricks. 3 solo homers, Joe, in as many games, and the Dodgers played long ball all series long.
Got out homered. Flat out simple. They just hit too many homers for the Braves to be able to cover it up.
So Stripling beats Newcomb. The Braves head home with a 2-4 road trip. They hope the Giants will finish off the Nationals and allow the Braves to remain tied in the Eastern Division race. We'll recap this series and the road trip and get you set for the Mets on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. That's coming up next.